So what is a Force Ghost? Mega Mix spoilers for The Last Jedi and in fact all Star Wars stuff, so if you haven't seen anything and don't want pretty major spoilers, you should click away. Maybe watch this video of my dogs rolling around in grass. Aww, so cute. So how do you become a Force Ghost? This is a little tricky to answer, as throughout the history of Star Wars, Force Ghost laws have changed considerably. And no, it's not just the latest movies that have retconned, contradicted, or changed the Force Ghost laws. The prequels, the extended universe, the animated series, the comics, and the rest have continuously contradicted, retconned, or changed the Force Ghost laws. Look, say what you want about The Last Jedi, but at least the Force Ghost laws are pretty consistent with the original trilogy. I mean, we get Yoda doing something quite new and interesting, but other than that, the transition of Luke into a Force Ghost is very consistent with how Obi-Wan and Yoda did it, but more on that in a bit. A Force Ghost is the soul and spirit of a Force-sensitive individual who has denied the will of the Force upon death. Basically in Star Wars, when you die, your soul or whatever returns to the Force or something, blending back into the ether. Good guy, bad guy, it doesn't matter. If, however, you have mastered the Force and learned the ability of Force Ghost transitioning, then you can deny the will of the Force, and instead of merging back with it, you can live on as pure energy. Basically, upon death, you can actually disappear and turn into a spooky blue ghost thing. Ooh. Canonically, Qui-Gon Jinn was the first Jedi who discovered, or if you want to get super technical, rediscovered this secret. In the extended universe, apparently, there were heaps of dudes and dudettes in the past who could do this too. But the ability was lost in time until Qui-Gon Jinn figured it out, with a bit of assistance by this shaman dude. It's worth noting that Sith and Dark Jedis, which are basically rogue Sith, have become Force Ghosts as well. But a lot of these dudes and dudettes have become legend when the extended universe was scrapped back in 2014. But let's keep it a simple. Sticking to the films alone, it was Qui-Gon who figured out how to live on immortally, but only after death. Well, technically not immortal, as Force Ghost life is only meant to be a transitional phase between the mortal world and the netherworld of the Force. Again, this is extended universe stuff, so who knows? It gets very complicated, and this is why I'm so passionate about reminding everybody that Star Wars has always contradicted itself, and given us a bunch of different mixed laws in which to follow. This weird retcon stuff is nothing new to Star Wars. For example, unlike the other great Jedi such as Obi-Wan, Yoda, and now Luke, when Qui-Gon died, his body didn't disappear. But in Attack of the Clones, he appeared as a voice talking to Anakin, and in Revenge of the Sith, it was established that he learned how to become a Supreme Being, a Force Ghost. Also in the Clone Wars, he pops up a bit as well, so he must have turned into a Force Ghost after death. Again, another kind of retcon from the original trilogy. We saw that other Jedi, Obi-Wan and Yoda, didn't actually die per se, but chose their time to disappear and turn into a Force Ghost. I mean, Obi-Wan wasn't struck down, the saber passed right through him. Yoda went and had a bit of a nap, then turned into a ghost. So did they actually die, or did they choose their time and place to disappear, to evolve, to transcend, to ascend, or however you want to say it? I think it's obvious that Obi-Wan and then Yoda refined the Force Ghost transition process. And so not only their soul and their spirit, but also their corporeal form transcends into the Force and becomes a Force Ghost. In the original trilogy, it was thought that all Jedi could become ghosts, or just did anyway, either through their mastery of the Force or as some kind of redemption. We see this redemption stuff with Darth Vader. Apparently it was just his mechanical suit, his armor that was being burned on the pyre, not his body. Actually, it disappeared after redeeming himself and killing the Emperor, thus he became a Force Ghost. Luke just torched his getup, not his body. Then in the prequels we learn that Qui-Gon was the first to really do this, and then in the Clone Wars we see him again, and we learn that he teaches his secret to Obi-Wan and Yoda, who presumably taught this to Luke, or Luke figured it out by himself, or perhaps due to his long-term meditation and study of the ancient texts. Who knows? The point is, it would appear that now only the truly great Jedi can become Force Ghosts. But according to the wiki, the list of Force Ghosts is phenomenal. Again, a lot of this stuff is legends and not actually canon. So if we stick strictly to the movies, we see that only the greatest of Jedi get to live on in this Force Ghost realm. So what is a Force Ghost, and what can they do? Well, basically whatever whomever is writing it wants them to be and do, but it's not written in stone. A Force Ghost can learn and evolve too, it's just another phase in their evolution, I guess. Qui-Gon Jinn only became a ghost after his death and could only appear as a voice for a while, and a little bit of a milky shadow. After this, Obi-Wan managed to show himself as the blue ghost we know, and also as a voice. Then at the end of Return of the Jedi, we see that they can now all become a a full-blown blue Force ghost, except for Qui-Gon Jinn apparently. Then in The Last Jedi, we see that Yoda can actually interact with the mortal world by summoning a lightning bolt. Who knows how long he was able to do this for? Maybe, just like we have seen, you can continue to learn things in the afterworld, evolve and become even more powerful than before. Also, it's never stated that a Force ghost couldn't do this. I like to think of Force ghosts as those that have reached pure enlightenment. They are beyond such petty human woes, which is basically what Yoda said to Luke. None of this shit really matters, bro. Basically, grow up, kid. The Force ghosts are so far evolved, so much more than our comprehension, so why are we surprised that they can summon bolts? I for one love that we are learning more about the Force, seeing new things. It's cheeky and fun. And again, it's nothing new for Star Wars to constantly change things, and it doesn't matter. We don't need to know everything about everything, man. It's fun this way. Mysteries are fun. It lets you use your imagination and fantasize. Why do kids these days need everything spelt out? You darned kids with your skateboards and your hippity-hoppity musics? Who knows? Star Wars has always been all over the place with its rules and its laws and its contradictions and so on. But I don't care anyway. Yoda's lightning bolt was awesome. Star Wars is awesome. What do you think the Force should be? I like that it's mysterious. That's what made the original trilogy so amazing. The prequels though, I mean, fuck midichlorians, man. Thanks for watching.